Flush it down the toilet, 'cause I don't like you. My face looks like a glazed donut.
Hello, welcome to the Glazed Donut. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite releases from 2025. Getting a little late start on this. I meant to do this back at Christmas time, but things got away from me, buddy. So we're going to do it now before we get too far into 26. This is going to be brought to you, of course, by Heavies. Heavies headphones. I will never stop saying it. The greatest headphones ever made. Changed my life. Changed my whole perspective. My whole view on music. Changed everything. You do yourself well to get some Heavies, man. I changed the shells on the outside. I took the Opeth ones off and I got these. I think these more represent the way I feel about everything around me now. But Heavies headphones, man, pick them up. You can't go wrong. You want to experience music like never before? It's the way to do it, buddy. Okay, and also my Bandcamp page. Please come over and support me. Follow me. Follow everyone over there. Support music. I'm just going to leave that up there. Anyway, I'm going to do like a top 10. Because, I mean, that's what everybody does anyway, about a top 10. But I'm just going to say, like, in no particular order. Because I'm not going to rank them. I mean, except for the top 3. Okay, I'll say the top 3 will always be the same. So I'm going to leave the top 3 are the top 3. But the rest of them, just in no particular order. Just, my favorite releases of the year. But first, I got to do it, man. I got to talk a little bit about a handful of remasters. I know, it seems like that's all I talk about, but I tell you, man, I've been on a remaster kick since the summer. I got a problem. I have a problem. I have an addiction. Heavies has just opened up the door to where I want to get everything over again. But I just want to talk about a handful of those that have really stood out to me this year. First of all, you talk about huge. Anthrax, State of Euphoria. Man, dude, this sounds incredibly badass. Now it's the only Anthrax remaster that I have, so I can't compare them to the others. But man, dude, this sounds incredibly huge, and it's worth picking up, man. This is the anniversary edition. It's got a bunch of bonus shit on it, all that stuff I love. But man, dude, yeah, new life to this album for sure, man. This is huge. I recommend it. Another one I've been digging is Elton John, Tumbleweed Connection. This is a This is 95. This is the 95 remastered. The classic years is what it is. The classic years. This is the only Elton I've got, but I tell you, I'll be getting some more Elton because this sounds incredible. This is like the reminiscent of the Ziggy Stardust one that I had. I mean, you can actually hear Talking Old Soldiers. It's so much louder, and it's it's like every remaster that I've been getting, man. They're so huge. They're bigger. They're broader in the sound stage, and they're louder, man. That's what more do you need? But anyway, Tumbleweed Connection is a great one. I'm sure I'm gonna get some more Elton. Now here's one that I was really excited about. Vandenberg. This is the complete Atco recordings. I've been wanting to get Vandenberg remastered. Now, there's another remastered edition of these albums, but it's one of those ones where, the first album is on the disc, disc 1, and then the second album starts, and then it's continued on the next disc. That's bullshit. This one, they're actually all, in their own sleeves. They all have their own sleeves, and they sound, and plus the bonus disc. Don't forget about that, all that awesome shit that I love, demos and whatnot. But these sound so good, man. They're so loud and so crystal clear, and this is hard to find, man. I mean, that other edition you can find everywhere. This one is tough to find, man, and it's expensive as shit. I came across a new listing on eBay. Like, this dude had just put it up for like $40, and he I guess he just ripped them into his computer and then sold it. So, I mean, I jumped all over it, dude. But if you can find this, pick it up, man. They sound awesome. If you love the Vandenberg albums, these sound amazing. And man, one thing I discovered listening to these, man, is how much Adrian Vandenberg like reminds me of Randy Rhoads. And I never put that together. Maybe I'm late to the party on that. I don't know, but and it's not necessarily. I know he does, you know, some of the classical shit like Randy, but it's like the layering of guitars, the way that he layers all of his parts, man, really remind me of Randy Rhoads. So, I mean, thank you, Heavies, for that discovery, because I'm going to blame that one on the Heavies. But yeah, if you like Vandenberg, man, this is definitely worth it, if you can find it. Another one, here's another one I was excited about, Crimson Glory. Because I was thinking, you know, back in the summer, man, I'd love to have a remastered version of that first Crimson Glory album. And this just came out last year, like right after I thought that, bam, this came out. And this one has 3 albums. It's called the Roadrunner Years. It has the first album, Transcendence, and Strange and Beautiful. And I was so fired up to get this, man. Because Crimson Glory was like, me and Lance, my friend Lance, used to go to this CD store that sold like used CDs and tapes and shit. And we used to buy tapes just based on the cover, you know. And I discovered so many bands doing that, like Apocrypha, and I think even Vicious Rumors, and like Arch, Cities. I mean, a bunch of bands. And Crimson Glory was one of them. And I think Lance was the one that picked this one up. It was the first album, the one with this cover. The one with the roses and the mask. I think he was the one that got this, and man, we just fell in love with it. And the cool thing about it is right after we got it, that's when Transcendence came out. So it was just like, as soon as we discovered Crimson Glory, bam, here they are. All of a sudden, they're getting all this traction on MTV and shit. And I was like, wow, cool. I just thought this was some obscure band nobody ever knew about, you know. But anyway, it delivers, man, on what I was looking for, which was just, you know, louder and fuller. And man, it takes that kind of demo sound of the first album and it makes it a lot fuller. Same with Transcendence, man. They both sound killer. Strange and Beautiful, I mean, I really wasn't much on that album, but it sounds equally as good. But yeah, check this out, man, the Roadrunner Years, if you're into Crimson Glory. Okay, man, just a couple more. And we'll move on here. This one, been wanting this for a while. Queen, I like the way it's called, Queen 1 now. This is the Brian May 2024 remix of Queen 1. This came out in a giant box set too, man, like a monster box set. I just couldn't afford it. It was like $300 or something like that. I can't even find it anymore. But this one I got. This is just the 2-disc deluxe. Come here, buddy. This is the 2-disc deluxe version, which has the 2024 Brian May remix of the album with the original order and everything that was supposed to be on it. And, you know, of course, some session shit and all that on here. I don't have enough words to talk about how much I love this and everything about it. If you like Queen, pick this up. And I know that he's doing a giant deluxe box set of Queen 2 this year, which I am definitely saving up for that, because Queen 2 is far and away my favorite Queen ever. And I'm definitely getting that. I cannot wait to hear what he does with Queen 2. But hey, now called Queen 1, if you like Queen, you would do very well to pick this up, man, because it is incredible the way it sounds. Amazing. Okay, one more, and we'll move on here. This is another one I'd been wanting for a while. The Yes Fragile Super Deluxe, buddy. Super Deluxe. Remastered, of course. It's got the regular remaster, and more importantly, it has the Steven Wilson remixes, which that's why I got it, man. Because I have 3 of them that Steve Wilson has remixed. Tales from Topographic Oceans, Relayer, and Close to the Edge. And all 3 of them are freaking huge, man. And this one is the same. Just amazing. It's got 4 CDs. It's got the remaster, The second disc is the Steven Wilson remixes, along with instrumental mixes and other shit that he did. And then the other two CDs are, other remixes of Steven Wilson and a cappella mixes and live stuff and all that. It's also got the Blu-ray that has, all the shit. The remaster, the Steven Wilson remix, the 5.1, the Dolby Atmos, all the shit. And the vinyl. Got the remastered vinyl. So, yes, Fragile Super Deluxe, man. It's totally worth it. Price finally came down a little bit, and I was finally able to get it. So, okay. Anyway. Sorry, man. I just get a little fired up, man. I've been just digging music so much lately. All right, on with the countdown, the top 10 releases of the year. So I've got them stacked up here. And we'll just start. I'll start out with giving a little love to a local band. This is Creeper. Crushing is the name of the album. This is produced by Sterling Winfield, of course, of Pantera notoriety, and Kerry Crafton. And got a shout out to you two dudes, man. Good Lord, this thing sounds fucking crazy good, man. It is so heavy, sounds so good. Definitely got that old school Pantera vibe to it, as you maybe might expect. Really good, man. Dig the vocals on this. I don't really know these guys. I mean, Jimmy and Paul, the brothers, the guitar player brothers. I mean, I kind of know Jimmy a little bit. Not really, though. I don't really know them, but I mean, they're all cool dudes. The vocals, man, I dig the vocals because they're like, they're kind of like Pantera in that way that, it's not that Cookie Monster bullshit, that death metal shit. I mean, I can't stand that, dude. It's a gimmick, man. It all sounds the same to me, man. This is more like Phil-ish, it's just attitude. It's more attitude than gimmick, And this dude's got some character to him, man. It's a good shit, man. This is a great album. If you like metal, Pantera style, pick this up. Go support them, man. Go check them out. I mean, they got great merch, too, man. I got a killer Creeper shirt that's fucking awesome, man. And, as always, support music, man. Support these guys. I know there's probably more than one Creeper in the world, but this is Creeper from DFW, buddy. Crushing. Go check it out. Definitely a favorite release of the year, man. It sounds so good, man. So congrats, you guys, on a fucking killer album, man. Okay, that's one. Okay, got another one here. Speaking of local bands, not really local here, maybe local out of Austin. This is Madam Radar, Motel. Now, it's no secret how much I love Madam Radar. Came across these guys and girls in 2020. When they would do a show every Saturday night, live stream, and it was like the bright spot of the whole COVID bullshit was Saturday nights hanging out with Madam Radar, man. It was real interactive, what they did. They would play and, have games and shit and doing shots and, all this stuff. And, kind of got to know them and communicate with them. And, they're just great people, man. Kelly Green is my hero. I mean, she is absolute killer guitar player, killer singer, killer songwriter. The trifecta, man. All of them are. And she's just one of those in the moment, those feel players. She just, I love her to death, man. She's awesome, great person too. And she is married to Jace, who is the lead singer and plays acoustic guitar. And he kind of brings that, I don't know, that country-ish, red dirtish kind of vibe to it. I mean, I guess you call this band Americana. I mean, I don't know what you call them, man, but all I know is they rock, And Jace brings that kind of country, twangy kind of style to it, man. But that dude can write a song, man. Unique voice, man. Great writer, great singer, man. Then there's Violet. She plays the bass. She plays guitar, keys. I mean, great songwriter, great singer. I mean, it's almost unfair, man. But, not only is she a great bass player, but her writing style is just, I love her because she has a lot of sarcasm in a lot of her songs, man. She's real dry and sarcastic, and honest, I guess, is the best way to put it in a lot of her lyrics. And I just love that about her, man. And she can write a song too, man. Good Lord. All these guys and girls can, man. And she is married to Cody, who is the drummer, and also plays saxophone. And, he's a phenomenal musician. He sings. He doesn't sing a lot of lead vocals, but I mean, he certainly can. But he reminds me a lot of Mike, my drummer in Toast. He kind of looks like him a little bit, but he also sings those odd harmonies, those ones that you don't really hear, but they're like the ones that fill out the chords so well when you're singing 4-part harmonies. And man, just I mean, what can you say, man? After 2020, they put out this album called Madame Radar Speaks, and I'm kind of partial to that one because the songs on there are from 2020 and 21, where they would play this stuff week after week, and you would hear how the song developed up until you hear it on the album, which is kind of unique. I mean, you don't really get to see that. So I'm kind of partial to that album. But this one, there's nothing wrong with this one either. I mean, this one, they call this a group of road songs, which it certainly is. It certainly sounds like a group of road songs. And you can just hear the development in the band. I mean, it's just another great album. You should go check out their catalog. There's 3 Madame Radar albums, and they were also known as the Texas KGB before that. A couple albums under that name, but the 3 Madame Radar albums they're littered with just great songs. I mean, you call them Americana, call them folk rock, call them singer-songwriter, call them whatever you want, man, but they rock, man. This band rocks, and they put on one hell of a show. I was fortunate enough to get to see them a couple times when they came up to McKinney, and man, they rock, man. So check them out, support them, Madame Radar. They work hard, man. You should support them. Go buy an album or two, man, and check them out if you get the chance, man. Great music, great people. Definitely a favorite album of the year. Okay, moving on to the next one. Here's one for you. This is Avett Patton, AVVTPTTN. This is the Avett Brothers and Mike Patton. And I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I didn't know anything about this until I saw a pre-order for it. And I went, the Avett Brothers and Mike Patton? I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, if you know the Avett Brothers, you know what they do. And you know Mike Patton, you know what he does. I mean, I never would have put this collaboration together ever. But man, dude, it works, dude. It's incredible, And how can I explain it? I mean, it's like, it's the Avett Brothers and Mike Patton. And that's really all I can say about it, because it's like neither one of them like conformed to the other. It's just the Avett Brothers and Mike Patton, and they're both doing their thing, and it works. I would say don't go into it with any expectations. Just listen to it for what it is on the surface. And I think you'll find it to be, quite a masterpiece. I mean, it's pretty deep, man. It's pretty wild. And it's like, I mean, it's nothing more than the Avett Brothers and Mike Patton. I mean, Mike Patton's doing his thing, the Avett Brothers are doing their thing, and it just somehow clicks together. I can't explain it, man, but it's pretty wild, man. And I had to put it up there with one of my favorites because it's like nothing I would ever have expected. And they're going on tour. And I know Mike and Angel are going to this show, so I can't wait to hear, what happens there, because, wow, what a crazy show. I mean, the Avett Brothers, I love the Avett Brothers, man. They can write songs that will just rip your soul out. They'll rip your heart out and step on it, But at the same time, they rock, man. They put on a show, dude. They put on such a high energy show, it's unbelievable. And you should know Mike Patton, Mike Patton, Faith No More, Mr. Bungle, you know what he's all about. I mean, he's a phenomenal singer too, but he's out there, man. And I never would have expected this to work, but it does, man. And I think they kind of enjoy being around each other, man, because it shows in this. So you want to hear something unique, man? Check this out. Avett Patton, dude. Unbelievable. Okay, next. Oh, here we go. So speaking of unbelievable, here you go. This right here is Sleep Token, even in Arcadia. This is the new album. Now, I know there's a lot of buzz around Sleep Token. I am new to this band. I didn't know anything about them until this year. I mean, I may have heard the name before, but I never knew anything about them. It was Danny that kept pounding me with this fucking band. He would send me songs, and I listened to one or two of them, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what the big deal is with this, bro. I don't get it. I don't think I really like this at all. And then the new album came out, and then he just, like, the night it came out, like, he sent me like 8 songs. And I'm like, okay, dude, I'll check it out. So I checked it out. I sat down with it and I listened to the whole thing twice, because the first time it intrigued me enough to where, man, I gotta check this out again, dude. It is a wild mix of styles, man. And I think the big thing about it is everybody's arguing whether or not they're metal. They're not a metal band, or they're a metal band. I mean, who gives a fuck, dude? I don't care what you call them, dude. Yes, they have a lot of metal in them, yes. But it is a crazy, bizarre mix of styles, man, of, like rap almost, and this dance crap. And like, I am not a fan of the fucking, the dance music, man. You know what I mean? I am not a fan of the Post Malone auto-tune dance music for fucking dumbasses on X at the club. I am not into that bullshit. That is for other people. That's not for me. And it has a little bit of that on here, And like, Danny may have sent me a song like that, and I probably listened to it and went, "What, dude? What is happening here?" But when you listen to it, this is definitely an album and a band where you need to sit down and listen to the entire album. This is not a driving to work in rush hour traffic album, or on in the background while you're doing housework album. This deserves to sit down and just listen to the entire thing, because that's the only way that you can truly understand this band, because individual songs, you won't really be able to tell what this is, man. You have to listen to the whole thing, and then that Post Malone shit, that all kind of starts to make sense to me, and I'm like, okay, this whole thing is pretty epic, man, and it's a masterpiece, man, really. I'm not much on the whole Halloween costume thing they do, or nobody knows who they are, all the mystique. I mean, the singer's name is Vessel, and the drummer's name is Two. So I'm guessing those are the two main dudes in this band. But the singer, I think, is the main writer guy. And man, let me tell you something, dude. This is top-notch songwriting, man. Expressive songwriting, man. This guy is like, his voice is so unique. It's like, I mean, maybe like a little bit like Marillion, or like Depeche Mode, or like one of those 80s goth bands. You can tell he's a Brit. He's definitely from overseas somewhere. You just know when you hear him. His very unique voice. But I mean, not only does it sound like that, but he can also do metal and stuff like that. You can do the screaming and shit, and it's very, very unique, man. A very unique blend of styles of music. And I went back after this, and I got the other 3 albums. And I showed them the same respect, man. I sat down with each one several times, listened to them all the way through. And man, I'm telling you, the formula is all very similar on every album. Some of them have a little bit more metal than others, but they're all masterpieces. Every one of them, man. I mean, I just don't feel like they need the gimmick at all, man. I think the music is strong enough to stand on its own without all that crap, man. That's my opinion. But I guess it is what it is. But I would say definitely worth checking out. Don't listen to what all the haters say about this band. Don't listen to what anybody says about this shit. Don't even listen to me, man. Just go check it out for yourself. But definitely listen to the whole thing before you form any kind of opinion on it, because you won't really understand it unless you do that. But so I got to thank Danny for turning me on to this band, because I'm definitely a fan. And I'm definitely interested in what they do next, man. But even in Arcadia, This is a great record, man. You should definitely check it out. What a strange band, man. I don't know what the hell happened. I never heard of them, and then like it seemed like all of a sudden that's all I saw all over the internet was Sleep Token. Like they came out of nowhere, and I'm like, I thought everybody was having a mass hallucination. Like somebody said, "Hey, man, this band is good," and all the sheeple just followed along and said, "Yeah, man." And that's what it felt like. It was weird. It was bizarre, but great band, man. Next, aha. This is Cosmic Cathedral, Deep Water. This is another incarnation of the great Neil Morse, another one of his supergroups. Neil Morse being my favorite musician on the planet, dude. I mean, him and Mike Portnoy are like the most prolific musicians I have ever known, ever, dude. They do so much music, you can't even keep up with it. But this is another supergroup, and it's bizarre because Mike Portnoy usually plays on these groups that he puts together, but he's not on this. This is a bunch of old schoolers. This is Neil Morse. This is Phil Keaggy. You got Byron House on the bass and Chester Thompson on the drums. This is like an old school prog combination here, man, and that's exactly what it sounds like. It's old school prog, man. It's great, dude. It does have they sing about Jesus on here. This is about Jesus. And you do well to get you some Jesus because I'm sure you need it. But aside from that, man, it's very old school prog. It's like old Neil Morse. Reminds me of the older Neil Morse. And having these dudes play on this record, man, is just it has that. I mean, it just sounds old school, man. And Phil Keaggy's just great. I mean, all around singer, guitar player. Good Lord, man. But this is another phenomenal Neil Morse production here. It's typical Neil Morse stuff, man. You got like 4 or 5 songs, and then you have the epic 30 some odd minute epic on the end, typical Neil Morse style shit here. And hey, man, check it out. Cosmic Cathedral, Deep Water. And if you've not been into Neil Morse or heard of him or whatever, go dig into his catalog, man. It's endless. And all the branches of all the supergroups he's put together, man. Mike Portnoy plays on like 99% of the albums that he's put out. So it's amazing. Cosmic Cathedral. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. All right, moving on. Here's another one. This is A to Z. And this is A to Z 2, which this is Ray Alder, singer for Fates Warning, and Mark Zonder, the former drummer for Fates Warning. I think he had a big part in producing this. If you know Mark Zonder, you know how badass of a drummer he is. I didn't even know about this. I had no idea about A to Z. They have another album. This is the second one. So I got them both at the same time. The first album is incredible, and this one is the same thing. I don't know who the guitar players are, man, but they shred, and they're amazing, dude. And of course, you have the wonderful melodic greatness of Ray Alder's vocals and lyrics. Killer drumming, killer. Man, it's like it's not as progressive of like as Fates Warning. It's a little bit more mainstream, a little bit more accessible. It still has the elements to it, but a lot of catchy stuff, a lot of catchy choruses, stuff like that. It's like a hard rock metal, I don't know really how to classify it, but melodic, man. Ray Alder, melodic. And this is great, man. A to Z 2, dude. Get the first album though, man. The first one, both of them are together. They're incredible. I think I might like a lot of songs on the first album more than this, but that doesn't diminish how great this is. Definitely a great release. One of my favorites. Okay, moving on here, we got this one. Steven Wilson, The Overview. This is the Blu-ray edition that has, all the thousands of mixes of this. And I don't really know what to say about Steven Wilson, but, this is just another edition of greatness to his catalog. Big fan of Porcupine Tree. I think of the Steven Wilson albums, I think Hand Cannot Erase is probably still my favorite. But that doesn't mean that I don't like this. This is another incredible entry. lot of great stuff on here, man. I mean, whatever Steven Wilson does is genius to me. I mean, he's remixed everything, every classic prog album ever made, I think, and then some. And his mixes are amazing. His songwriting is amazing. His musicianship is amazing. Greatest producer on the planet. I mean, really, if you want to get down to it. And this album is just another bit of genius from Steven Wilson, who has a show on Sirius XM now, by the way, on Deep Tracks, a show about prog. What can be better than that? Sitting down and listening to a couple hours of Steven Wilson talk about prog and play music. Awesome. But Steven Wilson, the overview, another great release this year. Okay, well now that brings us to the top three, which are always going to be the top three for me. And we're going to start right here with this. This is Sumo Psycho, Neon Void. Now, Sumo Psycho is a band that my friend Christy turned me on to a couple years ago, and I fell in love with them. This band is like Sky, the singer. She is very heavily influenced by Gwen Stefani. It's very obvious, and I don't think there's any mystery about that. She's said as much. But this is like the heavy metal, no doubt, you know. They're just, I mean, it's metal as fuck, but they have a lot of like dance kind of crap with mixed in their music. A lot of vocal effects, you know, samples and shit like that. But it's heavy, man. And she is incredible, dude. I love this woman. She's my crush, man. I'll just say it. She's my crush. I got a crush on her. She's amazing. She sings metal killer, but you can definitely hear the Gwen Stefani, man. And it's very No Doubt-ish in the fact that it's like No Doubt had all those different elements to their music, you know, the ska shit, and they would break down into different little pieces, especially the later album or two from them. But this is kind of like that, but in the metal realm. And man, she is a killer singer. She's probably my favorite metal singer, dude. I mean, I that might sound crazy. I don't care. She is killer. I dig her. And you know what? They're all independent now, and which I think is awesome. They went completely independent. They make their own videos. They got tons of merch. You know, they're from Canada, so we all know the great exports we get from Canada, man. So this is just another great band out of Canada, and you should go support them, man. Support anything, man. Anything that's any band that's trying to do something for themselves, you should support, man. And definitely go support this band. Check them out, man. Just check out their videos on YouTube, man. They're crazy, man. This music is crazy. And this is by far my favorite. I mean, I think this is their fourth album. This is my favorite. I thought the last one was my favorite, but this one is my favorite. This is absolutely killer, dude. They have found their groove on this one. They have found their stride, man. So check them out. Sumo Psycho, Neon Void. You won't be disappointed. All right. So now we got the final two. And we are going to start. This would have been number one if not for number one, but coming in at number two is going to be Coheed and Cambria. This is Vaxis Part 3, The Father of Make-Believe. This is the third in a series of 5 is going to be of this Vaxis story. If you don't know anything about Coheed and Cambria, Claudio, the lead singer, guitar player, he is the mastermind behind all this. All their entire career is just based around a graphic novel story, comic book, you know, that he has written and branches off that story. And, you know, every album is, you know, we're going to do an album series on this character and on and on. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not that versed in the story. I don't know the story that well. I know basics about it, but it's so confusing and it's so deep. And honestly, I believe that the music is stronger outside of that realm. I mean, if you don't know anything about them and you listen to this music, it's amazing. It's like, it's so different. You're like, what the fuck is going on? What is this, you know? And you know, don't talk too much about it to Coheed fans. I mean, for one thing, hey, listen, a little word of advice, a little wisdom for you here. Don't join fan groups, ever. Fan groups are poison for the soul, man. I mean, you wouldn't even know that there's fans of the band in a fan group, man. And I tell you, man, Coheed fans are like, I mean, they're like Metallica fans, you know? They're like the Metallica fans whose brains haven't developed past Master of Puppets, you know? I call it the Master of Puppets bubble, you know? That's what Coheed fans are like. And I think the biggest problem with that is that Coheed, the band, I mean, they're like a generation plus older than their core fan base, which is strange, you know? So you're talking about a bunch of little dumb shit kids who just haven't been alive long enough to witness a band growing and changing and developing. You know what I mean? They're just stuck in they like what they like and that's what it is. And I was like that. I can understand that to a point, you know? I mean, like I'll give you a confession, okay? I had a big awakening in the early 90s, a big awakening. I used to be like that, where I liked what I liked and everything else sucked. And, you know, here's my confession. Jimi Hendrix. I never got it, you know? I never got Jimi Hendrix. I mean, I liked the music. It's not that I didn't like Jimi Hendrix. I just didn't get it. Being a guitar player, that's just absurd, you know? That's almost blasphemous. But, you know, I mean, I liked the music. I just didn't get why this dude was so revered. What is the big deal about Jimi Hendrix? It sounds like a bunch of sloppy shit-ass noise, you know? Then they put out the Band of Gypsies DVD. The incarnation of Buddy Miles, Billy Cox, those three, Jimi Hendrix. And they put out the Band of Gypsies DVD and it had a documentary on it too. And I watched this documentary and then I watched this concert. And all of a sudden, my brain went, and this veil went, and it clicked instantly. And I went, wow, I get it now. I got it. It came flooding in, and I got Jimi Hendrix, and I understood. And from that moment on, that was the moment. From that moment forward is when my mind was wide open. I didn't discount anything when I heard it anymore after that point. If I didn't like something, I just set it aside and I came back to it. And 90% of the time, I ended up loving it. So that's been my mindset ever since I had that magical awakening in early 90, whenever. I don't discount any music at all. And for me nowadays, I don't really dislike anything. If I don't like it, if it's not for me, it's just, it's not that I don't respect what it is. I get what it is. It's just not for me, but I can definitely appreciate and respect whatever it is, That's where I'm at now. So I never discount anything. And thanks to the heavies, my world has opened up even more. So anyway, that was a little confession. Back to Coheed anyway. I think this is the third, like I said, in the Vaxxus story. And I think it's, like the Coheed fans, like I was saying, they don't like the new Coheed stuff. And I get it to a point because the old Coheed is, I'm not going to say more proggy. I mean, there's just a lot more going on in the old Coheed. Like Claudio is trying to tell an entire novel story in every song. There's so many lyrics, so many parts, and it's great. I mean, I love the old Coheed. I do. I love it. This might not be my favorite Coheed album overall. It's definitely up there. But it is definitely my favorite of the Vaxxus series because I think in the songwriting that they do now, the way that they make music now, I think they've condensed everything to where they still have all the proggy elements, all that stuff, but there's a lot more catchy hooks. There's a lot more choruses and catchy parts. It's more accessible to the average person, And I think Big Duke Frank, I think you should check this out. I think you will love this album, man. But I think, I dig the writing style, the Vaxxus. I didn't think anything was going to be better than the first one. The Unheavenly Creatures was the first one in this series, and that was my favorite, man. But this one is by far my favorite, far and away. Now, they released this twice this year, It came out earlier in the year, and then they released it again, and it has 4 extra tracks on it. The key entity extractions as callback to, parts of the story and whatnot. So it's got 4 extra tracks on it. And I recommend this version, Big Duke Frank, if you're going to check it out. Get the one with the 4 extra tracks. But kick-ass, man. Coheed and Cambria is a very unique band. And I especially like the latter version of the band and these albums from this story. I can't wait to hear the final 2 in this series. But Coheed and Cambria, Father of Make Believe, would have been number 1 if not for number 1, which I know you see this one coming. Dream Theater, Parasomnia. How can this not be number 1? And again, I got to call back to the fan groups. Do not ever join a fan group. Dream Theater fans, I swear to God, they're all the same. I mean, I think Coheed fans, Metallica Bubble fans, and the Dream Theater fans all need to go off together, have yourself a nice little circle jerk, impart all your great wisdom and knowledge amongst each other, and then go drive off a fucking cliff, man. The world will be a better place for it. Let the rest of us appreciate something for what it is, man. There has been nonstop, incessant bitching about this fucking album. And, here's what I got to say about it. Take that to bed with you. The fact that you're getting an album in 2025 with this classic lineup of Dream Theater, Mike Portnoy being back in the band, shouldn't that be enough? I mean, who even thought that would happen again? Not only that, do you get a new album, you get a tour, and you get a concert DVD, all in the same year. And you're bitching about it incessantly. Unbelievable, man. I mean, look, dude, why does it always have to be about Mike Mangini and Mike Portnoy? I love the Mike Mangini albums. They're all awesome. Every fucking Dream Theater album is awesome. It's not about Mike Portnoy versus Mike Mangini. Okay, technically, Mike Mangini might be a better drummer than Mike Portnoy. Okay, great. Mike Portnoy is more than just a drummer, man. Mike Portnoy is an architect. He's a composer. He's a musician. He's a music dork. I mean, you got the intangibles that you can't really describe, man. It's a feel thing. It's a vibe, man. When this album started, when I heard it, I was like, immediately, the vibe is back. This is the Dream Theater that I know and love. It's back, I mean, if you erased the entire Mangini era and went straight from Black Clouds and Silver Linings to this, it's seamless, man. Yes, it does have shades of Train of Thought. I mean, it even looks like Train of Thought. It's got the color scheme. It's got callbacks to scenes from a memory. So what? I heard, John Petrucci responded to all this criticism and said, they said big people are basically bitching that it sounds too much like regular old Dream Theater. And John Petrucci's like, well, I'm sorry that we sound like ourselves. Who else are we supposed to sound like? I mean, my God, dude. Fantastic album. Is it my favorite Dream Theater album ever? Maybe not. But that doesn't mean I don't love it, because I love it, man. It's heavy as shit. And it's got all the things that Dream Theater always brings to the table. It's all on there. And the fact that you have this album in 2025 with Mike Portnoy back in the band, man, if you can't just be happy with that, man, then you don't need to call yourself a fan of Dream Theater. You need to get the fuck out of the Dream Theater fan groups and go make your own little bitch about everything group, man. It's ridiculous. And God forbid you get in there and praise this album and support it and defend it because you like it, because then you'll get hung in public, because then you're just a blind fan that Dream Theater can do no wrong. And I'm like, dude, you don't have to be a blind fan to appreciate something that you never thought you were going to get again. So anyway, I don't care about all those people, because Dream Theater fans are two people, man. They're either know-it-all musicians who know everything, or they're fat, stupid fucks living in their mom's basement, prog snob idiots. So take that, okay? And for all you musician Dream Theater haters, feel free to post your 40-year career-long progressive metal catalog so we can all listen to it and rip you apart and tell you how stupid you are, okay? So anyway, done with that. Dream Theater, Parasomnia, man, #1 release of the year. And look, I've said it before, I have consumed and bought so much music in 2025. I'm going to eclipse it in 26. I can already feel it. Because Alter Bridge just released a new album. You got Megadeth's final new album coming out this month. And the Neil Morse Band had a secret concept album that they're releasing next month. Mike Portnoy seemed to find a way in between touring with Dream Theater to go record a concept album with Neil Morse. I mean, God almighty, dude. Is there anyone more prolific than him and Neil Morse? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for joining us here on the Glazed Donut, brought to you by Heavies. Support music, support everything. Go to my Bandcamp, support me on Bandcamp and everyone else. And we'll catch you next time, and we'll talk about something. So until then, peace out, everybody.
My face looks like a glazed donut.